at 22 or 23 now that I could have went through something like that is so scary.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round.
I've been trying to film this video for a long time. It's been like a month since everything kind of stopped. I don't really know how to start this video because this video is not going to be like one of my typical videos where I'm all happy and cheerful and crazy. I never thought I would put out a video like this. I never thought I was gonna put this video out, but I just felt like if I could help maybe one person or change someone's opinion or change someone's thought about this whole situation, then I would feel better. It's hard sitting in front of a camera and being vulnerable. I've pulled out this camera many times within this last month and tried to film this video and nothing seemed right. I never thought I was saying anything right, so it's hard. So you clicked on this video for a reason. You've seen the title, and I do explain my story within the vlog clips that I took throughout my process, but it has honestly been one of the hardest things I've dealt with. These past 6 months have been a roller coaster ride of emotion. I had no idea what to do. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't do anything about it. I just kind of kept everything to myself because keeping things to myself is what I do best. I keep my emotions in, and in this case, I kept everything in because I didn't want the negativity. I didn't want people to have sympathy for me. I didn't want people to feel my pain or make me feel that something is going to go wrong. I just didn't want cancer in my mind. I didn't want to think about it. I just wanted to go on with my days, and I just wanted to live a normal life. I didn't want to think about it, and that's what I did. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't tell anybody, and I just lived my life like it was another day. I told my mom, of course. My mom found out. I didn't tell her right away, actually. My mom found out by seeing my referral papers from my doctor to go get an ultrasound done on the dining room table. I totally forgot I left them there. I'm glad I did because I didn't know how to tell her. I'm pretty sure I told 1 or 2 friends that I was going to the doctor, but I never really went into depth with it, and I never really talked about it more. I just kind of said that I was going to the doctor for this lump and whatever. But if you're watching this video and I know you personally, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you. I'm just not one to tell someone that I'm struggling or that something's wrong with me or something. I'm more of someone just to keep it all in, and this situation was the first like situation in my life health-wise that was kind of concerning, and I just wanted to keep it in, like I said, because I didn't want to think about it. Early in the year, in January, I finally went to the doctor. I was contemplating going to the doctor for the longest time, probably like 5 months before I was sleeping, and I start sleeping on my stomach, and it hurt to sleep on my stomach, and I just had this pain, and I just kind of like felt around and found this lump. And if this has ever happened to you, or if you've ever thought about it, it's terrifying. It's not something you're like, oh, that's nothing. Like right away you automatically think like, oh my gosh, do I have cancer? Oh my gosh, I have cancer. Like, oh my gosh, this is breast cancer. At least that was for me. Like I just went straight to it, and I was terrified. I didn't want to think about it. I just kind of let it go. Like it was there, and I didn't want to think about it, so I didn't even talk to anybody about it. And then I went through the whole denial stage where it was like, no, it's nothing, it's just whatever, it's just tissue, like it's just fat, whatever, it's nothing, blah blah. And then it was like 5 months later, and I was like, okay, this thing's growing. It's hurting me a lot. Like I couldn't hug anybody, I couldn't lie down. At the time I was 22, and I had to put my big girl pants on and go to the doctor. So I finally did in January. My doctor wasn't too concerned because I was only 22, and doesn't happen to young women. It's most likely to happen to women over the ages of 40, which was one of the reasons why I never went in the first place. But my grandmother did die of cancer before I was even born, so it was something that runs in the family. So eventually that's why I did go. It was concerning to him that I was in pain. Like most likely if it was like a buildup or something, he thought maybe it was a plugged milk duct or like a cyst of some sort, but he was like 90% sure it wasn't cancerous. But he was concerned that it was painful, because if it was one of those two things that he thought it was, it shouldn't be hurting me the way it was. So he sent me home and told me he would contact me later, and he called one of his specialists. His assistant called me and they made an appointment for me to go see a specialist, but that was in 4 months. So that was 4 months of me thinking, wow, there might actually be something wrong with me. If I'm going to go see a specialist, then there's something wrong, right? Like if there was nothing wrong with me, you would just kind of be like, oh yeah, it's all good. But in the meantime, he sent me to go get an ultrasound just to see what was going on, where it is. And then I waited 4 long months. That's scary. I was terrified, and I never talked about it with anybody. I was in such a horrible mental place that I just wasn't myself. Mentally, I was stressed and I was depressed and I was just drained. Went to the appointment, and she said that she's 99% sure that it's benign. It's just like a buildup that some women get. I wanted to get it biopsied. Surgery was June 11th, so it was over a month. That was another buildup of long time, but I know that surgeons are busy, but that was still scary for me to like wait that long. Surgery came. I was terrified because I've never really had surgery before. Like I've had my wisdom teeth out, but like that's about it. June 11th was a very scary moment for me, as you will see in the clips that I'll be putting in this video very soon. I had surgery on June 11th, and then June 21st was one of the most emotional days of my life. June 21st was the day I got my results back from the biopsy, and honestly thought that after all this time I wouldn't be emotional over this, but it's still a very, very scary thing. So yeah, here's the footage from all that. I have to whisper because my sister is sleeping, but it is June 11th. It is 5:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm exhausted. It's day of the surgery. I have to leave in about 10 minutes. I have to be at the hospital for 6. My surgery is at 8. I'm really nervous. I know it'll be like a simple procedure. I go to sleep. They do what they gotta do. I wake up, rest, I go home. But still, the fact that I have to go under anesthesia, and then basically they're still cutting me open. Like I'm just kind of nervous. I'm hungry, of course. I'm hungry and thirsty, and I can't eat anything, can't drink anything. But yeah, I'm gonna head there now. Yeah, let's do this. So it's 11:50. Still a little loopy. My mom's getting my prescription. She left the windows down, so you're gonna hear stuff. Surgery, I guess, went well. My IV, on the other hand, was bleeding all over the place. If you can see. Don't know if you can. We cleaned most of it off because it was literally everywhere. Went well. getting my medication now. I'm exhausted and I'm starving. I need to go eat. Like, I look good. Wow. This is my finest hour. I can't really move. My, like, the taping and incision keeps like sticking to my shirt, so when I stand up it like pulls at it. Oh, I hate it. But my mom's getting my prescription now. I'm gonna head home. I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna sleep. This is me post-surgery. They gave me some good drugs. I'm pretty sure I was on, well, I don't even know what's good drugs because I don't do drugs, but I mean, I was on morphine when I woke up. It was, oh, the scary thing about anesthetic, is it anesthetic? Did I just make a word up? Anesthesia? You know what I mean, when they knock you out, when they wake you up. Like I heard them waking me up, but I literally just like couldn't open my eyes. And as soon as I was able to open my eyes, it was just like, they said that I woke up frantically, so I just, ugh. And I started crying. Like, I don't like the feeling of like not being in control. When I was put on the surgery table, it was, you know what? When I was being wheeled through my, like on my gurney and stuff, I literally thought I was in Grey's Anatomy. It was like the G life. They kept strapping me down, like my arms got strapped down and like my legs got strapped down, because like when you go to sleep then your limbs just kind of like give up, so like they have to strap you down, and I did not like that at all. I was like holding back tears because I don't like being strapped down. Like I like being in control, but whatever, I fell asleep, it was all fine. But then waking up from it, it was just like even worse because I didn't know where I was. It was just weird. It's a weird feeling. Anyways, end this right here because I need to rest. I'm tired. I'll see you when I see you. Okay, so it is June 11th, the day after my surgery. I feel a lot better, a little sore taking the medication that the doctor gave me. I'm finally allowed to drive. I wasn't allowed to drive for 24 hours and I'm not allowed showering for 48. So I gave myself a sponge bath this morning and it was fabulous. I'm like someone who needs to shower every single morning, and I still had like, I don't know if you guys watch medical shows or anything, but you know that stuff they spray you down with like I guess it's some kind of sanitation thing before they cut you open, like that brown red stuff. So I still had a bunch of that all down like the side of me, and I'm like, I need to shower. Like I can't be like all dirty like this anymore. So I finally sponge bathed myself, tried to take all that off that I could reach. Some of it's on my back and whatever, it is what it is. But I'm finally leaving my house. I'm gonna do some errands. I took obviously yesterday off work because I couldn't work, and then today I took off because I wanted another day of just like to rest. I didn't know how I was gonna feel, but I can go back to work tomorrow, I'll be fine. I don't know about the whole bra situation because I'm not wearing bras because one, I can't, and two, it just free the nipple. That's all I'm saying. Feels great to be outside because I've literally just been inside Netflixing and YouTubing for the last 2 days and I have nothing else to watch. I'm getting bored, so I'm gonna go run some useless errands. And yeah, that's just my update on how I'm feeling, my surgery, yada yada yada. I don't think I have anything else to say. My energy's back. I really just don't care. I'm not wearing a bra, I'm not wearing makeup, I'm just living my best life, you know? And it feels great to not have any like work responsibility. It feels good to like take a day off just to do literally nothing. It's 3 o'clock and I'm just leaving my house. So I'm gonna go run some errands and I will see you the next time I update you. I don't know when I'm supposed to get the phone call. Like they're supposed to biopsy the lump that was in my boob. So I don't know when I'm supposed to get that phone call, but I'll try to vlog when I get that phone call. We'll see. I'm kind of nervous. I think I'm more optimistic about it. Like my doctor said that it was like 90% sure it was benign. The specialist I saw said she said it was 99% sure it was benign. By one, my age, like guess I'm just too young to have breast cancer, and two, she just like looked at my ultrasound and she saw nothing. So I don't know how doctors work. I don't know what cancer looks like, but I'm still kind of worried about the biopsy and the results from that. But I'm staying open-minded and I'm staying optimistic because I'm sure I am fine, but there's still that like little bit of percentage that makes you think like you kind of want to prepare for the worst, but you know what I mean? Anyways, I've talked way too much in this updated clip. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So I'll see you the next time I want to update you. Bye guys. It is June 16th, 5 days post-op. I just took the tapes off of my stitches because part of the tapes was falling off, and I'm like, it says 5 to 7 days, take them off. So I'm like, it's the 5th day, let's just take them off because some of them are falling off. Anyways, I literally had to lie down because I thought I was gonna pass out. It is disgusting. Without giving you too much information, when it heals, you're not gonna be able to see it because she put it in a place where you're not gonna be able to see it. But like part of my skin is like off, and like the tapes, sorry, this is TMI, I am so sorry, but the tapes smell so bad. Like, oh my god, I literally had to lie down, and now I'm like leaning against my bed because I needed to stand up and film this right away. I haven't been in pain, so I haven't been really having to take my medication, but since I've taken the tape off, I feel like there's nothing there holding anything together. Like when I stand up, I literally have to cut my boob and like stand up so it doesn't move because it's literally, it's just raw and out there, and that sounds really gross. I am so sorry, but I feel the way I look right now, like I look like a mess and a half, but you know what, it is what it is. But yes, this is 5 days post-op. I have my post-op appointment on Thursday, so in 5 days, yeah, that's all I really have to say. That's my life right now, and I wish I didn't take the tapes off. So I don't know if do I put gauze on it? Like, I don't want things to stick to like the raw skin. Like, I don't know what to do. Someone help me. Meh. I don't even know how. So today is June 21st. It's a Thursday. Today was my post-op follow-up appointment. I am 23 years old. I've realized that I had this lump probably like seven or 8 months ago, and it's kind of one of those situations where you think like, oh, like it won't be me, like, oh, like it's probably just nothing, you know, type deal. I can't remember what it was. I was either going to sleep or I hugged someone, like something, and I felt pain. Just had my period, so it's not like my period was coming and I was like tender. Like, it was one of those things like, what is that? I rolled over and like I just kind of like felt around and I felt this lump. I think when you're young, you feel invincible, like you're on top of the world, like nothing can happen to you, and then things like this happen, you're like, what? Like, this is nothing, like this can't be anything, right? Like I was scared, to say the least. Going into that appointment, I never told anybody really. As of today, 3 people, and it's one of those things that you don't really want to say because you don't want those people to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, or like I couldn't imagine being in your shoes, or like something around those lines that make you feel like, oh, maybe I should be feeling a certain way, or like you don't want those negative like cancer thoughts in your mind. And I just never, I told my mom where I was going, but I never really said to people like, hey, this is what I'm dealing with, or like 2 of my best friends knew, but I never really talked about it further with them. I just kind of was like, hey, like this is what I'm doing, like I'm going to see a specialist, but I'm not, like I never like full on those like, oh, I'm scared, or like this is what I'm like mentally, this is what I'm dealing with. But it's just, I didn't want that negativity in my mind, which I still 100% agree with, because if I had those people saying those things to me, like they're so sorry for what I was going through, or it just automatically, you would feel like defeated, I think it is, where you just, I never wanted to feel like there was something wrong with me at such a young age, and I just kind of, back of my mind, it was there, like, yes, this could be cancer. But my doctor, he was sure that it wasn't, but since I was in pain, he wanted to make sure it was nothing more than what he thought it was. And the specialist, she said the same thing, like she was 99% sure that it was benign, like, but if it was bothering me, we would have the surgery, and I wanted the surgery because it was bothering me too much, and I didn't want to deal with like it was just irritating, and I didn't want to deal with that. So at a young age, this is not at all what I ever wanted to deal with. I honestly don't even know what to say, to be honest. So I went to the doctor's today, and my lump was benign. That means I'm cancer free. There was nothing wrong with the lump. It was just a growth that a lot of women go through. She did say to me that I might grow more. It's just how it is. If I grow more, then she would take them out, but more likely than not, I will grow them back, which it's just so reassuring to hear that from her, because ever thinking that something potentially is wrong with you, or thinking that you could be going through like any type of like medical situation, like, is a hard thought to think of, and I never wanted to think about it. I never, like I said, I never talked to anybody about it, so it wasn't something that I wanted to think about. So to hear those things that like it could happen again, but like it's just a simple procedure where she just takes it out and we move on, is so reassuring, and so like, it might seem silly that like, even when the doctor said that they were sure that it wasn't cancerous and it was benign, it's still like that 1% that like, it's scary to think that at 22 or 23 now that I could have went through something like that. Is so scary. I'm sure this is not the last time that something like medical will happen to me in my life, but just still being so young, not having to go through much yet in life, and thinking that that could have been my next steps is really scary. And I'm so thankful for a new chance at being a better self, and I'm so thankful for my friend Morgan, who came with me to my appointment today, because she didn't want me to go alone and to get like the results by myself. So I'm so thankful for that. It's just a weight lifted off my shoulders to know that I'm fine, and that I can just continue to live life like I have been, and just like literally living my best life. It's honestly been such a hard 6 months, not being able to talk to anybody about it, or really just like sharing anything, or just like going about my day like nothing's wrong. And it's honestly such a good feeling to know that I can continue to do that, but without that in like the back of my mind, it's so refreshing. I'm grateful that I get to share this with you guys. I'm grateful that I had the courage to sit down behind this camera and tell you guys, because I honestly think it's so important that we take care of ourselves. And these are things that seem so simple. These are things that we don't really think are a priority. We just think we're, like I said, are invincible, and at the end of the day, we're not. We're going to go through things. We need that support system. We need the reassurance that we're going to be okay. And I just, such a huge weight lifted off my shoulder, and I feel so much better right now. I do feel so much happier, and I just feel like so much lighter, like lighter mentally. Like I just feel so good, and I'm ready to take on the rest of my life on a positive note, on a happy note. I'm ready to take care of myself better, because obviously things like that really mess with you and you just want to do better and be better. So I have officially been vegan for 4 days. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's something that I've been contemplating doing, and now that I'm in the situation that I am, it's like something that I think is important. I'm getting older, so my body is different. My body handles things differently, and I just think that going vegan is probably my best bet. So I stay away from unhealthy foods, I stay away from meat, and I stay away from dairy, basically. So I just want to live my best life. I want to live the life I deserve. I want to live a happy, loving, joyful, motivating, humorous, silly, fantastic, fabulous life, honestly. And I know all of you deserve that. So I, from the bottom of my heart, from everything that I just went through, everything that I will throughout my life go through, for all you females and even males out there, it's not just a female thing. Breast cancer is something that males can go through. It's less likely, but it is something that everybody can go through. And I really do, with my loving heart, check your breasts, check yourself. Even if it's something that you think is not there, but deep down you might think that it is something, go get checked. You may be young, you may be older, it could be nothing, it could be something, and I just want you guys to have that courage and go get checked, because you never know what the results are going to be, and the longer you wait, it could be something, and you could be waiting too long. So I truly, you guys, do what's best for you. Go get the help you need, go see your doctor, and I want everyone just to live their best life. And at the end of the day, like today, it was worth it going through all that, because I am healthy, I'm alive, and I'm happy, and I couldn't ask for anything more. So as you can see, it was very emotional. I never really cried throughout those 6 months. I was more just like mentally exhausted and didn't want to leave my house and slept a lot. I was just very like scared, but I never really cried about it. I was just kind of, I don't know, it was a weird feeling, and it was a horrible 6 months. So as you could see, the results came back benign, so it was honestly the best feeling to get that. And I'm still very grateful that my friend Morgan came with me. I never even thought about having a support system with me, and it just meant the world. I don't know what I would have done in that situation if she wasn't there. Although I did get good news, weight just fell off my shoulder, and I just needed someone there, and she was there for me, and I am eternally thankful for that. But when I say it was the most exhausting 6 months of my life, it was the most exhausting 6 months of my life. If you are a female, if you are young, if you are old, just check yourself. It is so important. In the earlier stages, there's higher survival rates. Like, it's so important to take care of yourself. Don't wait like I did. Although mine came back as benign, it could have been totally opposite of that. Cancer runs in my family, like I said, so it was a scary process because I waited way too long. So truly, if you are contemplating going to the doctors, go to the doctors. If you are scared, like, tell somebody, talk to somebody about your emotions. It's not healthy to keep it in. It was not healthy for me to keep all that in because I was literally spiraling so bad. It was emotionally exhausting. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Some of you might be thinking that I shouldn't have been so scared because I was so young, but it was just the fact that my doctor was kind of worried that it was hurting me, so he didn't know what was going on. I was worried because it runs in my family. It was just something that I should have gone to the doctor sooner for, and I am so grateful and so blessed that it turned out to be good results. But I wish so much that I went to the doctor sooner because so much of this could have been prevented. My mental state could have been prevented. My mom's mental state could have been prevented because she wasn't in a good place mentally either, because it was her mom that had the cancer and she was scared for me, and it was a lot. So please, 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 I am not a doctor and I'm not claiming to be a doctor, but it is so important to check yourself and get help. You're not a superhero. Life can be tough, but if you have people that you trust on your side, talk to somebody, go see a doctor. Take care of yourself. It's so important to take care of yourself sooner than later because you never know what could happen. Life is too precious to wait. I'm telling you firsthand, it's not worth it. I don't know what else to really say. I hope this video helps somebody. If you know a friend that's going through what I went through, help them get help. Tell them to go to the doctors. It's not worth waiting. I love you guys, and I thank you guys so much for bringing me so much happiness with this YouTube channel. And thank you so much for listening. I hope I die faded. What is life? What is love? What is time? What is choice? 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer. Breast cancer is the most common cancer in women worldwide. Breast cancer is the second most common cancer existed. Breast cancer risk doubles every decade. There's an 80 to 90 survival rate when breast cancer is diagnosed at an early stage, and that decreases 24% when the cancer is advanced.